General Assembly. And of course, you don't talk one of the big takeaways we come up with, that now the award we will get for this compact from the MCC, we allocate $480 million, nearly $500 million, into Sierra Leone's development, especially and more particularly for the energy sector development. For me, I think one of the biggest things that we can help with, because when you listen to people where don't develop, surely 3 roads then they take for development. The first one, for feed yourself. Try and do something where we make will be independent in terms of food security. The second one, education, for picking and people learn and develop themselves. And the next one, of course, roads and energy. We don't get all the one and they put together. The rest will follow in terms of development. Health, yes, that will come as well because of the necessity, a fallout of all of the other things then. So yes, it is been a very busy 2 months for President, and not to idle 2 months. Now, 2 months they don't bring back benefits to us for all Sierra Leoneans. So yes, we're happy about that.
All right, and you know, we see the president here at the United Nations General Assembly and talking about the strive we Sierra Leone don't make, more especially, you know, for ensure that the United Nations see some reason how can incorporate Africa into a permanent seat in the United Nations. And we see, and also Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General, be endorsed that as well, and other Africa and European leaders also be endorsed that as well. And you know, we see steady progress in terms of Sierra Leone appealing and in terms of development and all of that, moving towards democracy, accountability, and the rule of law. And all of that puts together make Sierra Leone be the eye that the United Nations General Assembly and come back home. You know, a lot of development on the take place, more especially from the office of the president. But how Sierra Leone don't benefit with all of that, you know, in terms of the president's achievement?
Well, it's just too early for say waiting at the benefits. All we can say is the potential for benefits for come. But I think the point where you touch about the Africa requirement for make Africa we get permanent seats in the United Nations Security Council. I think that is the big news. Not a new thing. Since 2003, when the African Union being unveiled, then launched the Agenda 2063 for Africa. One of the aims of that achievement, one of the aims of that agenda is that before the 2063 they come, Africa don't try for inside the United Nations Security Council. We did in the sit-down for decide about peace and security in the world, even development. And Africa, with a large population of nearly 1.4 billion people and 53 countries, when I form the largest bloc inside the United Nations General Assembly, we haven't get space. We they go inside there, no more for we go talk. At the end of the day, the decisions now inside the United Nations Security Council, and they take up. Africa can go in with 2 members every year, but non-permanent members, and not get any veto power or anything like that. So that when decisions have been made, or they don't pass resolution inside the General Assembly of 193 or 94 countries, when they go inside the United Nations Security Council for ratify them, so they now one green country will grab no more say no agree of the 5 permanent members where they are. And cancel all that 193 people. So now that make Africa themselves say, this time we say for the inside at the table. Because most of the things they talk about, now that table there, the discussions where they talk about, the plans where they make, now they affect Africa. So if they affect we want for ourselves, we get the problem, let we day at the negotiating table. And that is what has happened this time. For 21 years, we only fed. Sierra Leone don't get the privilege for lead that fight since 2003 through Alhaji Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kabar as president. Then I've been the first chairman of the committee of 10 heads of state where they've been set for let them go canvass and solicit Africa acquisition of the permanent seats. That don't happen 2003 till 2007. President Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma have tried, but then nobody ever get chance for sit down inside the United Nations Security Council, let alone chair it. But this time, President Bio will get the opportunity. One for the inside, through the elect Sierra Leone as a non-permanent member for 2 years. When it is first time that it happened since 53 years ago, since 1972. And now we're doing inside it. Luckily again, in the month of August, now we get a chair. And so President Bill being the chairman of the African Union the Committee of 10, he said if you take your agenda, go inside it, it become an agenda item. In fact, the first agenda item we go after I don't make your address. Now he asked that income for canvas and talk to the people, let them see reason that Africa does need this 2 permanent seats. He explained, he gave all the reasons and all the arguments and justification. At the end of the day, when he done, I think say it was a prima facie case, open and shut. Immediately, the first person will grab a hasty hand for talk. Now the permanent representative of the United States of America, Madam Linda Thomas Grenfell, we now first support. She said yes, agree for that. And then the Secretary General of the UN, Mr. Antonio Guterres, also came in support, and a few others. So to the extent that before the General Assembly be open, Madam Linda Thomas Greenfield, he make a statement, say, don't consult within government. And the government of the US, don't agree, say, Africa does need and must be given 2 permanent seats. So they don't confirm that. And if the US don't agree, I shall say China will not be parted for a very long time. And you yourself now will nominate them for going inside the Security Council in those days. Then I believe say they go talk for we. Britain, of course, then get a reason for do that because then the former colonial masters, they will support Africa. And then France has been a good friend for Sierra Leone. And of course, Russia. We also have cordial relationships over the years for that. So I believe, say, Africa does stand the opportunity and chance don't come for together one day. So for me, that's the second big news we'll get. The first one, really, $480 million, where they can straight to Sierra Leone. And for that, they go set up what they call the MCC, Millennium Challenge Authority, where we get for manage these projects. And this they go do them in collaboration with representatives of the MCC Secretariat from America. We go sit on there for they begin choose the kind project they will put on by, especially the transmission lines when I done this since Adam was a boy. Then they give for change them for let we able for make sure say lights they reach all parts of the country. And this time the whole $500 million has been put for that. And I believe say a good opportunity for you. In fact, from the calculations and the projections, and feel say 4 million people could be affected, benefit from this, together with the one that don't exist already. So it seems that's going to be a large access for electricity and energy Sierra Leone. So for me, that's the big news.
Yeah, very important, more especially when the president is the minister of Nigeria.
Yes. Yeah. So I think it's lucky that he's there at the right time. Look, now when you did on site at the right time when things they happen. And two, now possibly committed to what they do. And also, then they look at the credentials when people they agree and look at all these things and look at how he has managed the country since 2018 to now. And from 2018 to now, the MCC, where the exam went at the indicators, we don't pass them consistently since 2018 to now. And them don't reach now for give the prize to the best boy in class. And the best boy in class this time, President Bio, I don't get this first prize of 480 million. It's not everybody who has a compact and they give 480 million. That's the top when they give. Yeah. Some people are 200 million, 250. Some countries are 300 million. But this, I believe, is the first time $480 million is being made available to one country. In fact, they call it a top of the range of the MCC prizes. And because of the consistency and always improving from year to year, how we improve the governance, right? The MCC itself is made up of several categories of indicators, about 20 to 21 of them, because now they don't add a new indicator way and called gender in the economy, that kind of thing. We say they look after the economy, the inclusion of women in the economy. But under that, there are three broad categories now they call it ruling justly. We get things like control of corruption, civil liberties, and all that kind of thing, and then democratic rights. Then you get investing in people, like investment in girl-child education, investment in health categories, investment in the completion rate of girl child in lower secondary school and all that kind of thing. Those are important. And they call it investment in people. And then you have another category where they call economic freedoms. And those economic freedoms now, then they include the control of the economy, fiscal policy, and all that kind of thing and the control of inflation and all that kind of thing. So that is what we are faced with, and then they use for making a measure how well we do as a country. And in this, not to MCC self the marketing paper they do. This if you consider them as an exam. Yeah. If I give examples, under the category of economic freedoms, that now access to credit indicator, now they check that exam day for pass under the IMF and the World Bank. Child health indicator, i.e. investing in people, that's the category. And Columbia and Yale University, they mark that paper. Civil liberty, without you submitting it, they sit down, they know who's kind reports then they read, written in the sea and all that, and they assess you within the country, and then they come up with a kind of a cumulative success or failure, where they will pass on to MCC. This is now Columbia and Yale University, and they do that. Civil liberties, of course, that now how other people get freedom for do, which they want for do, how they suppress people in terms of voice, how for get freedom of speech and all that kind of thing. They do under the category of ruling justly. In an institution called Freedom House within England, and then they do the assessment there. And then again, you get control of corruption indicator. That comes under the ruling justly also, and that, now the World Bank and an institution called the Brookings Institution. And then they mark that paper, not to government, not to even America they do them. These are independent international organizations, credible. Some of them are international UN organizations, like expenditure on education. All right? That is now the UNESCO, and they look after that. And that comes under investing people. The employment opportunity indicator, economic freedom, University of California, all the way in Los Angeles. And then they look after that and really give you the rating for that. Fiscal policy, of course, again in economic freedom, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. Then you get under ruling justly, you get freedom of information indicator, all right? And that, who does that? Reporters Without Borders, and these are journalists. That in the access fee, and we've been passing consistently for the past 6 years. There is a Center for Law and Democracy, and then Access Now. These are all the ones that they look at the paper and they cumulatively they're able to give their own report where they go assess, they go put we. And government has been trying, we know the past, gender in the economy. The World Bank can only do that, but even what you see President they do, even in cabinet, it's over 33% of them are women, and the inside there. And in the major institutions also we have, like the NRA, Director General is a woman, that kind of thing. So we have them in very critical positions in the country. We get the girls' primary education completion, as I mentioned just now, and are investing in people, all right? Again, down in a UNESCO, in the assessor, not to we. So these are independent organizations where they do all that. When government effectiveness, and are ruling justly at the World Bank and the Brookings Institute. If we know they do well, now they give money. If you don't do well, then they give money. And if you see they give money, especially when we did Washington recently, while the PADEP and the NGA, the Minister of Finance, be able to go sign with the IMF for making him $253 million extended credit facility. Again, so if we know they do well, they don't give them money. So these are the health, of course, at the WHO, and they do that, the expenditures. We're doing well, And schools, of course, for me, that's the one we're proud of the most. That free quality education, secondary education, where we get. Now, for me, one of the best things that's where the government don't do for we, that's Sierra Leone. So there are so many other things, where people, they take for measure how effective a government is, the political rights indicator and a freedom house, ruling justly again, okay? So trade policy, we have a liberal trade policy. There's under economic freedoms, the Heritage Foundation, and they mark that. So the results of these exams, we really take, we don't necessarily for the take exams. It is just what you do day to day for the improvement of the lives of the people and all that. Nine and they sit down outside observers, then they watch weed and they look weed and get them people in country where they send reports and all that, and they go mark them paper. They don't give it to you, they give it to the MCC and other institutions. The MCC now and they look at them and say, then people that don't try. Of these 21 indicators we get, they don't try and don't pass 10, they don't pass 11, they don't pass this. But above all, for lay, they put you, and any year for see you pass, you get for pass one subject. That's not the control of corruption. If you not pass that, you get all the 19 correct. And then you fail the corruption, you will fail. So consistently, President Bio and government don't try to do this. So for me, I think Sierra Leone are pride for Sierra Leone. So now on the basis of that, nobody no afraid to forgive a man like that, chair by the United Nations Security Council, because he himself is is a peaceful man, a man of peace, really. I have never ever heard President Bio say, Loko fet. He's always saying, Lord to come. He's always saying, Lord discuss. Let me dialogue. When this problem in the after the election, now enforceable, let me dialogue. Let me know. This thing don't happen so often, so long, and so many times that something is wrong. It's just for me this time, I will put an opportunity for let me sit down with all, make we see what's wrong with the laws, when we go correct, let it not be again. So that is how this tripartite and the National Unity Meeting Committee then come together. Now President Bio and I start that. Now man of peace. If you don't have peace, he doesn't care because he's sitting there, don't win anyway. All right? He gets all the state power in his hand, he can do anything. Understand? Until in time done. But you don't want that. He's always done that. And the only thing I always admire him is that at a very early age he was president. He still give up. He said, I said, we will give you in 3 months, and he did. He give the country back in 3 months and walked away. Because for him, he not been the fed for himself. For him, he been the fed for let Sierra Leone also be a strong, peaceful, and developing country for make the people the way they inside the country they enjoy their lives. And that make President Bio, they reach these heights, they recognize them, they respect them. at the world.
The president also, I know you need to go and engage in other meetings, but also the president, before you go to the UN General Assembly, he also gets a lecture now, the Oxford University and inside London. Also, the president's mentioned about you also talk about how we don't empower them, for take strategic position in governance, in government, and also other areas as well. We see the parliament also follow suit on that, and other institutions, so don't they see women and they take leadership role, and that are part of the president's vision, in his second term. And but how the president hope for expand that, in other sectors, get more women into in cabinet and other areas as well, in complementing the effort as well.
Well, first even talks first of all, for Leone Oxford University, not a small thing. It's either the top or the second top university in the world where people look, and one of the oldest. Since 1224, something like that, over 700-800 years old. A kind of a university like that. They call you there, it means that you mean a lot. And it's also a kind of a collaboration between Oxford University and the Indian government for work on how they can improve food security in nations, and also how we can empower women and all that. And President Bill put his own case across, which he don't say he did do. He been promised say he go try for we get 1/3 of the parliament. Make women in the inside, they don't do that, don't get over 1/3. In cabinet, you get over 1/3. And he's not stopping there, as you can see. He did try for include punish yourself because the law do not go able to them. But if you bring in the 52 other women and the 48 men, you now go get energy for the whatever problem you have in front of you for resolve. I mean, you have a strong kata, then you say kata, tie kata. So he believes a woman can contribute as much, and they have proven themselves. And don't show say they're able to contribute on that. And I don't think say they stop under 33%. 33% is the minimum.
Yeah.
You can have 60%, 70%, depending on ability, depending on the capacity, depending on the kind of interventions the way we need for do. I believe say now you don't set a ceiling. I mean, you don't set a platform, a floor. You don't set the floor. Yeah. You can't go beyond that, below that. But we can only go up. So we're only looking upwards for the empowerment of women and the empowerment of the youth in this country.
Just recently, the president, and then ambassadors and deputy ambassadors then quickly and take oath of office and ready for do their job. And that's also part of the president's vision, the diplomatic relationship with other countries also for be very strong way. And I make the president the move about for see how best that kind of relationship, can cement and get more development as well. Now that the ambassadors and deputies they don't go back and in various places them outside the president will appoint them, and then how the president hope for see more goodies from them ambassadors as well.
Well, if I forget ambassador, because you say every day, the ambassador they represent you, and the people, the men and women, where president they choose for send them place and the people they were capable for make them represent we there. We go see a lot of the bilateral aid when they come. The negotiations can start with the embassies in the country, and we don't see a lot of benefits coming from there. The ambassador will be there, and the new one, the way they go replace them. We know say they're able to do a lot. Now make it important for make the right choices, and the president, of course, now wearing shoes. So you know, usai you want for the people able for impact, bring better results to the government, so you know what they do about that. So you know the people the way they choose, which side they send them, and what they're capable for do. So yes, the diplomatic service is good because we are in a global world. We're not able to live in a silo on our own. You must know, but you must worry or care what's in the happen next door to Guinea, next door to Liberia. You must also know how to relate with the European Union. You must know how to relate with the United Kingdom and all that. So for that, you know every day for the check, you have somebody sitting there, and that person even with all this war where they go on, Ukraine, Russia, America, and the influence and support Ukraine and all that kind of thing. You know, say the Russian ambassador still in Washington, not so? And the American ambassador still in Moscow. Right? So there's always that room left for dialogue. And the dialogue, when it starts with the ambassadors. If anything happens and you're not happy, the first person where someone, the ambassador of the country, for make you ask and say, how this thing happen? So I'm waiting to happen. Yeah.
And normally we can't let people go without, talk to the people, and across the country. And you also get the opportunity for talk to Sierra Leoneans with a lot of development now, and with the MCC, other developmental things that only happen so far in the country.
The people them. President Bio don't sit on our government for 6 years. We don't see the big things that will happen in those 6 years. We don't see plenty development in the sectors, in the health and the schools. We don't see plenty things that will happen in the regions and in the districts. We are proud citizen of Port Loko. I'm always happy for Toxi with President Bio come. We don't be girls' school, we're a government school in the district. He said they built we built it in 1 year. The school did it now and it's doing well. In fact, last year, our school day, for the first time, we didn't take the Becker results, Becker exams. They came top the whole country, just for the first time when they start. So you know now, after 4 or 5 years, within that could be when they don't begin the way they go. They not only put the school there, make sure say the one they start them off with some kind of capital, they put money at the school for help, for bringing the right kind of teachers, and the teachers who are there are qualified. So this is happening all over the country. Then the feed salon program. Now, as you say, the range, the Hamburg, a lot of people, the way we don't plant rice, but we're hopeful that way the water don't go, some of the rice, then we'll try for prosper and all that. So, but because of the large area where they don't plant this year, we're now nearly 30,000 hectares, I believe, say, we were able to get something substantial. So that is the one thing. Then the energy, of course. The electricity, it don't improve recently. It don't improve, but now it will improve more with the MCC, where they can meet with our money, with $500 million. They can help with for go before. So what I get for telling people is that President Bill will do a lot, even though open children's hospital now Lumley, where it can cost about I think it's the children's hospital in Lumley, $16 million on that. So, and talking about the investment in a lot of things, recently OPEC have pledged $840 million. Then, of course, the Global Health Fund will send $136 million for control malaria and TB. So things are happening in the country. We get for beer from now to 2028, now 4 years, let's say 4 years, it's less than that. Yeah. And in that time, if we get an opportunity for lay work, with all the NTS where they come, and the MCC money in 5 years, if we not Hamburg, like how the country don't quiet, so nobody know Hamburg and all that, we go see how things then they improve in this country. So I talk to my people, them, when I continue for stay peaceful. Because for the past months now, we don't hear anything about threats here and there. Everybody busy. They go school, in Pekin they go school. The markets they open. The business and the shops they open. People they go on a farm. With drivers they in the street, Okeke, Okada, and all that. Everybody is doing something for themselves. Better they do that than you do nothing. Look. Which they happen in Lebanon today, they see we picking them. We don't go for work there. Now they're in the streets. They host the way they burn them. They host the way they bomb them. They host the way they broke them. So because of unrest, peace no day. So I want for everybody to believe, say, no development will happen if peace no day. So the current peace on this, so now go see the benefit when they come. So Lord, continue for talk to we serve and let we look towards the president we God don't give we. Now we pray for let God give you president. We go sorry for the country. The imam them in pray in a mosque. The church them pray. The pastor them pray in a church. So God don't answer. The one who didn't give you the best person at this time. We go do waiting better for we. And because the man of peace, he's been a soldier and a gentleman, now he's able for look at both sides of the coin and try for navigate, follow the road, we go carry go before pan development. So after me, ikori musotono, antofa tofel, marinu, basel group matofel can't of that ikara kuskas at all. That is sompa o president Tirin Tale to take como ntem ngompung yero bam pantum beti mi mo yengi nkala America na yede $480 million apobuto swing nkala OPEC $840 million nkala gas fire station $499 million nkala health global health fund malaria dikatera malaria kasor kushi matila TB $136 million hospital nga fait apobempa $16 million sa hospital surobake apobempa chema kantin kere light kamaskar kama head sanko connection light mapo connecting it the basok de no camp montui because the hospital ay robake ngangi bili pasi bili ramal tutu sabatongi alto corona ngadir subli for me bari mi sema kaman vaccine hang kaman temampong hang kama sekali ati president obili okatarin talete so nyango salala Muhammad.
Thank you very much for Khan, presidential spokesman, for being part of the show.